Now we know who the big hitters are in the e-bike motor market. Let's take a deeper look. Let's go and have a look at the offerings from the Far East, from Germany, from France, and from Italy here at Eurobike 2019. Now we knew there would be a ton of motors from brands from the Far East, and there certainly is here at Hall A1. And there's also loads of motors from the German brands such as TQ, from Brose, from Bosch, and the Japanese, you've got Yamaha and Shimano. But it's the Italians which have grabbed our attention today. This is the old EP3 motor, 70 Newton meters of torque, weighs in at 2.8 kilograms. But next year, Paulsen from Bergamo in Italy have got EP3 MX motor, which has got 90 Newton meters of torque, weighs in at 2.9 kilograms. Now, a common theme with a lot of the motor brand manufacturers is they often have a motor and a prototype bike, and often that prototype bike is a little bit, but check out this bike from Paulsen. It's the full works here. It's 150mm travel, full carbon chassis. Look how neat that is. And I think that's a great example of how a motor manufacturer and a bike brand works together to create something that's actually quite exciting. Now, the company that makes this bike is actually CGDE, and the model is a code. 160mm travel front and rear. Like I said, it's a full carbon chassis, comes in small, medium and large. These bikes go from €6,000 up to €9,000 depending on the spec. It comes with a Paulsen EP3 motor at the minute, but in 2020 it's going to come out with the EP3 MX, which has got 90 Newton meters of torque. Wow, this is crazy. Now, we're only just talking about the Every Sight glasses, which I'm wearing here. We're talking about how cool it would be if you could integrate this with an e-bike. Now, Revonte from Finland, correct? Yep. Revonte from Finland have actually got it up and running with their system. Now, I'm going to talk about the system in a minute. I'm looking through here, I've got my heart rate, got my cadence, got the battery range, got my watts. Wow, you've got moving time. It's just all in there. I can't believe it. These guys are totally on it. Now, what about the motor? Right, here it is, 4.7 kilograms, 90 Newton meters of torque, with a range from 250 watts up to 1.5 kilowatts. Now, this is a step in the right direction, big time. You can either have this in automatic mode, or you can have it customized to whatever you need. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking a combined motor and drive unit at the same time. So I'm driving it as in the gears on the bike. So, I mean, this has got to be the future of e-mountain biking. And these guys have actually got the bike here, which is going to be available in about a month, 2 months time for riding.
Months, yes.
So from Finland then, Revonte, absolutely on it. Okay, do you want to get some super slick tires in no time? Well, how about this 1.1 kilo bolt-on kit? Right, we've been talking about ditching the old derailleur. This is a company called Kindene from Norway who actually make a gear hub, weighs in at 1.3 kilograms, 14 gears, and here's the system here. I think it's all designed and assembled in Norway. You can see the shell and also the hub there. Now, some of the component parts of it, obviously you've got the shifter, there's a chain tensioner, and they've got different chain tensioners for hardtails and also full suspension bikes. So yeah, super neat. Be interesting to try one. Now, Ollie is a brand from northern Italy. In fact, the motor is fully made in Italy as well. It's a 250 watt motor, 80 Newton meters of torque. Now, at Eurobike, there's lots of brands professing to have the best performance. Now, these guys here reckon they've got the best motor, the best torque at low cadence, and they show it in their diagrams here. But then again, I'm sure there's going to be lots more of these diagrams around Eurobike. So in many ways, Hall A1 is like a small version of Eurobike, where there's loads of brands that make bars and stems and cranks and all kind of pedals and all kinds of things. So there's companies here like this one, Star Union from China, which makes motors, they make displays and they make brakes. So this motor here is 100 Newton meters, weighs in 3.1 kilograms, going to come to market next year. So again, there's one idea of these guys. And then there's all these displays, all these different types of displays for different types of e-bikes, for e-mountain bikes, for road e-bikes. You've got specific brakes here for those bikes which are higher speed for 45 kilometers an hour, which got the cut-off version on them. So yeah, again, just one company in dozens. There's actually 156 e-bike brands in Hall A1. Now, Fox Live Valve is a gold award winner here at Eurobike, and it's an electronic system that automatically and constantly adjusts your suspension depending on the terrain that you're riding. Now, it works through the 4th gen Bosch motor, through the kiosk display on the handlebar. Now, it's available as an aftermarket product to lots of brands, obviously, but at the moment it only comes fitted as stock to a Simplon bike. Let's have a look at that bike down here. The Simplon's a super cool bike, available in 170, 160. So as you can see, the adjustment is on the handlebar. You can go through modes such as commute, firm, sport, comfort, and open. But not only have you got the presets, but you've also got customizable options of those as well. And you can do it all through an app. Really, really cool system. Now, Doddy from EMBN has been rattling on about these bearings designed for sausage factories. Now, I don't actually know what goes on in a sausage factory, but I know what goes on in e-mountain bikes, and I can see the application for these. It's actually a polymer-infused bearing where the oil from the polymer actually leaches into the bearing to keep the bearing lubed. So definitely I can see a place for these bearings, SKF bearings, on e-bikes. It's good to keep in touch with the mountain bike world. Titanium wings. Cranks, 400 grams, that is insane, and £999, full titanium crank set. Nice, very nice. Now, this gentleman here, Enrico, claims that Panasonic comes from the hotbed of e-bike motor manufacturers, and I guess you can't really argue with him, because the new Panasonic GX motor has got 90 Newton meters of torque, which I guess some of the other Japanese manufacturers don't. Okay, so you've seen a load of motors, you've seen a load of displays, you've seen a load of batteries. How big are they in reality? Well, for those of you new to e-mountain biking, this is a Brose S Mag, weighs in at 2.9 kilograms. As you can see, it pretty much fits into my hand. Now, we've talked about all these things. What about the displays? Now, here are the new Brose displays. You've got the compact version, or you've got the more city-oriented version, and these can actually be bought aftermarket should you have a Brose motor. So how they work in reality, as you can see, you do have lots of clumsy e-bike displays on the market, but I think for mountain biking, this is probably the way to go. You've got your handlebar mount there, and it's easy to access. So there you go, some nice displays from Brose. Now, back at Sea Otter, California in Monterey, we had a section called Weird and Wonderful. I don't think it would be right doing that without doing it here at Eurobike. Now, check out this bottom bracket mounted motor. I'm really not so sure about it myself, that's why I'm keeping my voice down. It seems to come with some water bottle mounted batteries, 500, 300 and 150. But I guess that's e-bikes, right? There can be some weird things out there. Wow, another German brand, this time is Amprio, which is a subsidiary of a major automotive manufacturer in Germany. A super compact system here. Let's have a look at the details of it. Now, we're looking at 80 Newton meters of torque, 2.9 kilograms for this motor. It's still in prototype stage, so don't quite know about the levels of assist in it, but what we do know, it's all made in Germany, and you've got a 500 or a 700 watt hour battery. So they're looking at production of these motors around about mid 2021. So again, another brand that's going to be interesting to track the future of. Now, from compact 2.5 motors to this, you might be thinking, what on earth is that? Now, that's actually a motor and a drive unit combined. Now, we did see the French brand Cavello with a compact 3.7 kilo unit, but that is considerably bigger. So you can see that where that market goes is going to be quite interesting. Now, E13 have got a ton of e-bike specific products on their booth. We've got steel chain rings, alloy chain rings, cranks, carbon cranks, you've got chain guides, you've got e-bike specific tires and wheels. What's really caught my eye on the stand though is this Alutech bike with a Shimano motor, 170mm travel front and rear, and of course the DVO suspension really does show this bike off really nicely. E-Slide Boost from X Fusion, an e-bike specific fork. 34mm stanchion, 29-inch wheels, 100mm up to 140mm, high speed, low speed compression, rebound and air spring. Boom! Now one of the highlights for me from Eurobike is the mid-drive all-inclusive motor and drive unit from Cavello in France. Weighing in at 3.7 kilograms, 4, 6 or 12 speed, 70 newton meters of torque. It'll be interesting to see how this develops. You know, will this motor actually come to e-mountain bikes, or will it be simply a road brand? I think there's huge potential with these guys. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a big battle as well, not just in terms of motors, but in terms of batteries over the next few years. Do you have a big capacity battery in your bike, or do you have a small capacity battery like the Fazua motor, which we ran on lap here earlier in the year? I'll just give you some details on how much batteries weigh. This is from a company called Darfon, who make batteries for Shimano. So the 720 watt-hour battery weighs in at 3.9 kilos. You've got a 630 weighing in at 3.4 kilograms, and it goes all the way down to a 256 watt-hour battery. So I'm sure these will play a part in the future of e-mountain biking, especially for those people who don't actually want to go for a high-powered, long-range e-mountain bike, but maybe go for something just to get you up those super steep hills. So there you go, interesting stuff from Darfon. Wow, that was a run around. I need to sit down to recharge. Some interesting stories there from many motor brands, particularly those from the Far East, but I think Cavello from France is probably the most interesting e-bike motor story. So yeah, I need to take stock of things. I need to go into Eco because I've been in Turbo for the last 2 hours. These guys at Evoc make an amazing coffee. So thanks to those guys for sorting that out for us. If you're going to see some more videos, don't forget we've done 2 other videos from Eurobike. We've done on bikes. We've also done one on the hottest new stuff for 2020, which you'll find down here. Don't forget to subscribe to EMBN by hitting the globe and hit the bell to get a warning. Is it a warning? Not a warning. To get a reminder of the next show coming from Eurobike 2019.